Certain kinds of comments have a way of slipping under your skin, not because they're true, but because they touch a tender spot, especially when you've chosen a life that doesn't fit the usual mold. What I'm describing is something so many artists face, especially in places where practicality and security are valued above expression. Last week, during a casual conversation, someone implied that my life as an artist was only possible because of my partner's financial support. I've heard variations of that comment so many times, and I personally think it touches on something deeper about how society views artists and creative work, as we live some sort of privileged life or in luxury. Not only stating that I'm being financially capped by someone is entirely wrong, I also believe that having a partner who supports and believes in my path doesn't diminish my independence or worth. It's part of the ecosystem of a shared life, and something quite admirable. It's not just one comment from a rough man, it's years of being quietly told that this path is less valid, even though it's the most honest one I could have chosen. People who have had to fight tooth and nail for stability sometimes project their own struggles onto others. But here's the thing, choosing an art life takes a kind of courage that not everyone understands. I've chosen meaning and authenticity over comfort, and that comes with way bigger risks than rewards. It's not an easy choice, it's a courageous one. My work may not look like a 9-to-5 to some, yet it's full-time heart and discipline. We live in a world where we're often met with skepticism or even condescension. People see your path, and instead of seeing it as inspirational, they defend their choices by dismissing yours. My worth isn't up for debate. The life I've chosen isn't spoiled, it's intentional. People often see the uncertainty, but they don't see the devotion. They see the lack of stability, but not the endless hours spent learning, creating, doubting, and restarting. They see a free spirit, but not the discipline that keeps that freedom alive. That's not luck or privilege, that's devotion. It's hard to keep your head up when society treats your calling like a hobby. Swimming against the current takes constant emotional energy. But my life doesn't need to fit anyone's idea of success. We all build our lives differently. And admitting it hurts is not failing at confidence. The goal isn't to stop feeling hurt anymore, but to keep walking your path despite the noise. So today's painting, The Artist's Weight, wants to be a portrait of both exhaustion and resilience. It captures the emotional endurance, the kind of fatigue that's not about physical tiredness, but about being seen and misunderstood too many times. The way the figure folds inward feels both protective and vulnerable, as if she's holding herself through the noise of judgment. The red surrounding her are symbolic of anxiety, societal judgment, and the constant pressure to justify a life lived for meaning rather than stability. Against the red, the blue becomes a shield, a space of introspection, resilience, and truth. If you've ever felt small for choosing an unconventional way of living or felt unseen for following your dream, this comes as a reminder. You're bringing beauty into a world that desperately needs it. And yes, it's hard. Yes, people will misunderstand you. But that doesn't mean you're less for such choice. It means you're walking a road few are brave enough to take. So here's to all of us who keep creating, even when we're doubted. Here's to being unapologetically ourselves and to living a life that feels true, not one that simply looks acceptable.